Okay, guys, I'm back on. Could one of you guys give me a thumbs up to let me know that y'all can hear me? I just need a thumbs up to know if you guys can hear me. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hello, my beautiful cousin Roy. Can y'all hear me? I just need a thumbs up so I can just start all over again where I left off. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start over. I apologize because since my live, I erased that live. So I'm going to start. Today's topic is about toxic relationship. That could be family, friends, relationship, even yourself. So I'm going to start back over because I had to delete that old live because y'all couldn't hear me. I guess I had my Bluetooth, my speaker on. So I'm not going to request anybody today because I have to understand how to work that out, okay? So I'm going to start back over again. Thank you guys for coming back on there because this is a real good topic, and I'm going to go back and burn my sage. So let me get started and start back over. Okay. Oh, just 1 second, y'all. Hey, my beautiful. Nana drop you off. Okay, let me go see that. But I'm looking at Avery Sparkle. Okay, so how about you get your chair and Love gonna cut. I'm coming, guys. Love gonna cut the TV. I'm on live on my podcast. Yes, you can. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this on for you. I'm coming. I'm coming. My grandbaby came. I'm here. I'm coming. Let's see, but we're gonna put it on YouTube, right? Okay. I'm coming, guys. Let me get my grandbaby situated real quick. Papa is still at work. How about you watch this right here, talking about the ABCs? Okay? Alright, and just sit there. Okay, and then when Love get up, do you have homework? Do you have anything that you need to do? No. Okay. We don't get homework. Y'all don't get homework? Okay. So I'm going to turn it up just a little bit, and then they're going to remote because I know you're not working. Okay, I'm going to turn this fan off just so you can hear it. And then Love will be back, okay? I'll be right here. Okay, I apologize. My grandbaby is here, staying the weekend with us. I apologize. I'm back. Okay, so let me get started. Sorry, y'all. Can y'all still hear me? Give me a thumbs. Can you still hear me? Can I have a thumbs up? So I don't want to start all this and y'all can't hear me. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. What is a toxic relationship? It's a relationship that involves behaviors on the part of the toxic partner that that are emotional and physical damage or harmful to their partner. Now, other partners feel frightened, threatened, and scared to share their opinions because they are nervous and afraid of the toxic person reaction. I'm going to tag a couple people to let them know that I'm back on live. So just give me a second, guys. So just give me a second so people can know that I'm back on live. Okay. Okay. All right. How do you know if you are in a toxic relationship? Sometimes when we are emotional involved, it becomes harder to spot when a relationship is toxic. The closer we are, the harder it becomes to see the big picture and notice signs of a toxic relationship. A toxic relationship is one in which there is no shared desire for each other's happiness, well-being, and growth. What are the 3 warning signs on a toxic, unhealthy relationship? 1. Control. One person makes all the decisions and tells the other what to do, what to wear, or who to spend time with. 3. Dependency. One person feels that they cannot live without the other. 3. Digital monitoring or clocking. Some other common characteristics that are often seen in toxic, unhealthy relationships include mistrust, disrespect, and poor communication. What are the red flags in a toxic relationship? And reason why I'm going through this part real fast, because this is the part that I already did, and I know some of you guys had already heard this. So when I get to the part that y'all didn't hear, that's when I'll slow down some, okay? So I apologize if I'm going a little fast on this part. What are the red flags in a toxic relationship? Physical, emotional, and mental abuse. Sometimes physical abuse is easier to pick up, but emotional and mental abuse can be just as damaging in the long run. I feel, me personally, when I went through my toxic relationship with someone, I felt that mental abuse was the worst for me. I'm glad that God, made me stronger when it came to the abuse part to walk away. Because some people out there are not, it's not easy for them to just walk away. Some people it's not, but I feel, to me personally, the mental abuse to me was the worst. I feel, once I got out of that, I had to deal with that mental abuse, because when a person, bring your past things that happened to you and you felt that you can confide in them, and they use that against you and they put you down, and then they make you feel that small, and this could be for men and women that goes through a very, very toxic relationship. It don't always have to be a man that's toxic. They have a lot of women out there that are toxic, and I know I played a part of being a little toxic. I ain't gonna say a lot, but a little toxic. I played a part in, different toxic relationships. What is an example of a toxic relationship? You feel like you have to walk on eggshells around this person. That's a big thing, that, you have to be on eggshells, because you don't know if you say the wrong thing, or if you do the wrong thing, you got on the wrong thing, that person just probably would just explode, and then there you go, Hello, my beautiful Jasmine. Thank you for tuning in, beautiful. Let me see if I missed anybody else. Thank you for tuning in with me, Stacy, Lisa, Marisha, my cousin Roy. Types of toxic relationship. 1. And this is when I'm going to slow down because I think this is when the volume was going out. 1. Over-dependent toxic partners. An over-dependent partner is someone who avoids making decisions for themselves. 2. Users. Users are the types of toxic partner who get everything they want from you. Such partners will drain a lot of your energy, and even if they do something for you, it will come at a cost. So remember that. Sometimes people don't realize when you're in a relationship with someone, or if you're married, you're married. Sometimes you're being used, and you really don't look at the signs that you are being used, especially when you're in a toxic relationship, because sometimes you'll do something real good for that person, and then a week, 2 weeks, a month, they'll come back and act like you never did anything good to them. They'll make you feel like you're worthless, like, you're no use. Hello, my beautiful cookie. Thank you for tuning in. And also, I don't own the right to this music that's playing in the background. I don't own the copyright of it. The ones that's just tuning in, I am talking about toxic relationships. That can be with a family, a friend, a loved one, and also it could be yourself. 3, bad temper. A bad temper partner lose their cool very frequently, and it's difficult to interact with them. You won't be able to predict their anger and might not be prepared to be at the receiving end. If you're dealing with any type of abuse when it comes to a person that has bad anger, this could be a man or this could be a woman, you need to try your hardest to get out of that. Don't think that if they hit you that one time and tell you that they love you, give you flowers, buy you a gift, give you a car, anything, down the line, it might not happen a month, 2 months, but if they have a bad temper, they're going to hit you again. Trust me, they are. So watch yourself in a toxic relationship and a person that has a bad anger problem. Possessive toxic partners. A possessive partner will be jealous of people in your life and consider this healthy because it's a form of love. Such a partner will integrate you and try to show you demands and control. Do not allow anyone to tell you who you need to be friends with. Keep you away from your family, and that's jealous. Every time you put on something, they got something negative to say. You don't want to be in a jealous, a person that's obsessive with you. That's not love. I don't care how good he is to you or how good she is to you, but that is not love. That is not love. That's not love. What are the signs you are in a toxic relationship? Getting familiar with toxic relationship signs can help you recognize if you are in one and take the steps towards changing your situation. 1. Negative energy. In a toxic relationship, you get so tense, angry, and furious around your partner, which builds up negative energy in your body, which later can lead to hate for each other. Negative drains you mentally, physical, and emotionally. Sometimes we are forced to deal with this negativity. Sometimes we get ourselves caught up because that person has mental abused us for so long that we just feel like that's just normal. You know, we feel like it's normal. You don't seem to do anything right. You're you are in a toxic relationship if you don't seem to do anything right, no matter how hard you try to do it perfectly. Moments you get to that point where you feel like everything you do upset them or annoy them, you are feeling quite uncomfortable doing things around your partner. And you are typical, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, around, oh, I'm sorry, sir. You are tiptoeing around in your relationship. You have to understand that you are not the problem. You're not the problem. Some people that have so much angry and they don't love themselves. So for them to feel good about themselves, they're going to throw all that emotions on you to make you feel less of yourself. And that's where it comes with the mental abuse. You are just not happy anymore. We all know it is not possible to be happy in every moment of your relationship. But as a whole, your partner should make you happier. Once you don't feel happy around your partner, it is a warning sign that you are in a toxic relationship. 4. Everything is so dramatic, always. Many couples thrive on screaming, making up things, like you did this, you did that, making up different things. And every time there is a heated argument, drama, and exchange of hot words like F you, I hate you, I'll F you up, which make it quite uncomfortable for you to understand each other every time. It might necessarily be physical assault. It might be through their behavior. This is a sign of a toxic relationship. 5. And let me slow down because I always get, and I'm going to burn my sage again to keep this positive vibe going. Burning my sage. Every disagreement is a chance to score points. Relationship scorecard develops over the time because one partner or both partners use past wrongdoing to justify current rightness. You do not only deflect on the current issues, but you are bringing up guilt and bitterness from the past to manipulate your partner. I told y'all he's fucking up a word. Feeling wrong in any present argument or disagreement. This right here, one of the more unhealthy relationship signs. If you feel that you're in a toxic relationship, don't bring up past arguments that you two argue about, especially if y'all came to a point of y'all settled that argument. When you get angry, don't bring that up, because that's going to make things worse. And if you find yourself telling that person, I F you up or F you, or, you know, just downrating that person, it's time to get out of that, because y'all both are just mental abusing each other. Y'all are. And, you know, and sometimes men can go so deep and cut you so hard that it's going to take a while for you to get over that mental abuse. You know, you don't talk about moving forward in a relationship. Partners need to talk about and iron a lot of let me start over. Partners need to talk about and iron a lot of important things out in a relationship. Like, refuse to talk about important relationship topics, like when to have a baby. Some of you guys are afraid that, are out there ready to have a baby with your partner, and you're afraid to talk about that because your partner is so toxic when it comes to certain, you know, things that y'all need to talk about. Or just, you know, you might be ready to buy a house. They don't want to talk about that. Or even when you feel that you're ready to get married, especially if you've been with a person for a long period of time, you know, it's time to talk about those things. If the only thing your partner talks about is incentive that won't foster the growth of the relationship, then your partner is stonewalling you, which indicate you are in a toxic relationship. If you find a partner that you're with and y'all not growing together and moving forward, he's not changing, you're not changing, it's time for you to get out of that. You know, I feel like in a marriage, it could be your boyfriend, girlfriend, I feel like you got to have growth. You have to sit down and talk about things that you feel that in your relationship is not right. You know, and if that person, I don't care if that, you know, that person is not trying to change, you need to get out of it. Don't get fooled just because that person changed that, you know, for a month or 2 months. Don't get fooled and they go right back to the same way. They never change. They just did that to hush you up. And remember that. 7, you don't communicate. A toxic partner will want you to automatically read their mind to figure out what they want. A toxic partner will expect you to predict when they need a hug or a chat, when they want a red and not white, when they want a yes, not a no. You got to have communication. And the ones out there that is learning how to express their feelings or express the things that they want in a relationship, you have to do that. You have to set your boundaries and express the things that you want in a relationship. Stop assuming that people know how you're feeling inside. And I feel like with a lot of relationships that we're so used to in our mind saying to ourselves that they should know what we want. They should know how we feel. Actually, they don't. Just like he don't know how you feel, and just like she don't know how he feel. You have to start expressing those things that is bothering you. Expressing those things if you need a hug. You know, express those things that if he hurt your feelings. You know, express the things that you feel that you don't like. Speak it. Don't assume that he knows because he don't know. You have to let people know how you're feeling inside. You know, we have to break the curse. We have to break the curse. You know, we got to stop assuming that people know how we feel. We got to stop that. Feeling unworthy. If your partner makes you feel like you need to be silent, and agreeable while constantly putting their needs first, you are in a toxic relationship. When our needs and desire have been neglected for long enough, we start to feel like we have no rights, wants at all. We do. You have to stop that. I'm going to give you the impact of a toxic relationship could include 1. Stress. 2. Depression. 3. Sleep changing. 4. Weight changing. 5. Short temper. 6. Poor communication with others. 7. Low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. 8. Development trust issues. And also negative thoughts. That's what I feel toxic relationship can cause. And if you've been in a toxic relationship, those things that I read, you understand where I'm coming from. Hello, my beautiful cousin Melissa. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. And also, too, guys, the ones that's out there that's watching my podcast, just put a blue butterfly to let me know that you guys are watching my live. You don't have to, comment if you don't want to. And also the ones that's private, if you don't want people to know that you're watching my live, that's cool too. Now I am going to get on the subject of toxic family. What makes a toxic family? These behaviors can manifest through biting remarks about appearance, relationship status, mental or physical health, financial struggles. Is it okay to cut off toxic family? It could be time to cut the person off if you dread visiting that family member, especially if they only interact in negativity ways with those around them. Recognize that spending time apart from them is important to one's own mental health. What are signs you are in a toxic family? 1. They gossip about you. 2. They pick on your weakness. 3. They won't allow you to change. 4. There's a lot of infighting. 5. Abusive behavior is accepted or masked. How do I remove negative family from my life? 1. Let them know how you feel while you do not owe them an explanation, but this is probably more for you. 2. Set hard boundaries. 3. Don't pull into a crisis. 4. Talk to someone. 5. Forgive, but don't forget. 6. Spend more time with positive family members. Toxic family is one where your family members don't respect your boundaries. Toxic family members create an unhealthy family situation. Toxic family members also build stressful and personal relationship and cause mental and emotional distress. For the ones that's tuning in today, my topic is about toxic relationships. That can be with your family. That could be with your friends. That could be with yourself. The ones that just, tuned in, I started off with toxic relationship. That could be with your marriage, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. So now I'm on toxic family members, because we all deal with somebody and your family member is just toxic. Just toxic, you know. So I am, going to read a couple of things, and hopefully some of these things, if you're finding yourself in a toxic family and you don't know how to, remove yourself, love them from a distance, but to give yourself a peace of mind, I hope what I'm reading will help you guys on everything, So, what are toxic? See, okay. So I read about family. Sometimes family can be toxic, and sometimes people bump heads, and and you're in a space that you're trying to better yourself. You're on a different journey of your life, and you just have to remove yourself from that toxic family. I don't care who it could be. It's okay to distance yourself. It's not that you don't love your family member, but right now you just have to have a peace of mind, and you have to step away from a toxic family member. So don't beat yourself up. Don't let the guilt get to you thinking that you're wrong. You're not. It's about you. It's about your peace. It's about your peace, because people out there are not ready to face the truth of their self. People feel like, they don't do things wrong. People feel like they don't say things wrong. So don't be afraid to let go of a family member. You're just loving them from a distance. You still love them, but you're just loving them from a distance. And it's okay. You have to protect your peace and your space. Now, what are toxic friends? What are toxic friends like? In a toxic friendship, you never feel that support or compassion. You feel mindless when they brush off your problems or ignore outright if they never respond to your message or request for help. They aren't there for you when you need a friend the most. Is my friends toxic, or am I overreacting? Sometimes we have to question ourselves and ask ourselves, hey, am I just overreacting and saying that my friend, my friendship with different girls, are they toxic, or is just me overreacting? So I'm going to give you some little things, and maybe this will help you out. Let's see. The next time your friends insult you, let them know it hurts your feelings. A genuine friend will apologize and stop the behavior. A toxic friend will likely accuse you of being sensitive, incite you are overreacting, or keep telling you it was a joke, or playing the victim. What are red flags in a toxic relationship? What are the red flags in a toxic friendship? If you find yourself feeling drained after every conversation with your friend, chances are you are in a toxic friendship. Your friends are supposed to make you feel good, happy, and light, and positive, and not the opposite. That's a pretty big red flag. How to spot warning signs of a toxic friendship. 1. They respect your boundaries. 2. They always need something from you. 3. They don't take accountable. 4. They dismiss your values. 5. They make you feel guilty for spending time with other people. How do you tell if a toxic friend is using you? Sometimes you could be friends with a person for a long time, for years behind it. And all along you find out, and you finally, when you start getting deep into yourself and you're spotting out different things, and you find out that you're really being used, Sometimes you could just be used to just, lifting that person up all the time. They could use you for that. They can use you for anything. 1, the conversation is always about them. 2, they always let you pick up the check. 3, you always have to come to their rescue. 4, they never say thank you. 5, they are always asking for favors. 6, you start to resent them. 7, your emotional needs are never considered, let alone met. When should you walk away from a toxic friendship? Yes, baby. You hungry? Okay, love is almost finished, and then when Papa get here, we'll go get you something to eat, okay? They pressure you to do things you don't feel comfortable doing. Misery loves company, and toxic people love to get others to misbehave with them. If you find yourself participating in activities that you don't like and would never do on your own, consider that a clear sign you are in an unhealthy friendship. How to break away from toxic friends. Hello, April. How you doing, beautiful? Thank you for tuning in. 1, address the issue. 2, create boundaries. 3, make it about you. 4, convince yourself with a few positive point questions. 5, talk in a public place. 6, unfriend them on social media. Me, I don't unfriend nobody. I don't block anybody on my Facebook page. I had close friends for a long time that I realized that they fall in that toxic friendship. And I don't care how many years, you have to come a point in your life that you have to remove people. So I'm not going to block them because I'm going to let them come on my page and see that life still goes on. I'm still that positive person. I enjoy my life. I don't have a reason to block anybody. And I'm not going to block anybody. I'm not one of those people that, let me block them. Let me block them. I don't have a reason to block nobody. For what? I'm going to give you a reason to come on my page. You might not go on my page a month, 2 months, 3 months. But trust me, you're going to go on my page. And when you do go on my page, you're going to see that Keisha, and I repeat, is still enjoying her life. I'm still happy. When you go through a journey in your life to try to be a better person and get into yourself and realize that God going to put people in your life, and God also is going to remove the ones that's not good for you, but you thought they was good for you, and give you the strength to continue to let go. And trust me, it hurt, but the biggest thing that hurts the most is when you've been friends with a person for a long period of time that watch you grow into a woman, and you watch them grow into a woman, and you have to let them go. That was the hardest thing that I had to get over, because I was so much focusing on the years of friendship that I thought was true friendship, but I'm good. I don't wish no bad on nobody, because that's not my character. I wish everybody the bless, and I still love them, but it's from a distance now. You know, I can't allow that energy to come back into my space. I just can't. I have to love them from a distance. You know, I don't want anything. You know, I don't wish nothing bad on them or anything. You know, and then that's just like, you know, being in a toxic relationship with a person. You know, I had to realize I had to let that go. You know, I don't hate them. You know, I still speak to them. You know, but for them being in my space, I can't. You know, I'm protecting my energy and I'm protecting my space, and I'm going to choose who I allow to be in my space. You know, and it's a beautiful thing, y'all. When y'all get into yourself and learn about yourself and make yourself happy and just be happy and change, you know, change the things in your life, break those old curses. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Don't feel like you need to explain yourself. Start to slowly pull away, and it's hard when friendship have years together. How toxic friends affect your mental health. They can affect your sense of self and identity, damage your self-esteem, and even lead to feeling even lead to feeling of depression and negative thoughts. Ask yourself, it's your fault. And it's true. Sometimes friends can have you second guess yourself and ask yourself, hold up, I feel guilty. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should have did that. Maybe I should have did that. And all along, you know into yourself, you didn't do anything wrong. You know, don't allow your friends to make you feel guilty, especially when you know that you didn't do anything wrong. You know, don't allow your friends to do that. You know, and you find yourself, you have so many friends that always wants to play the victim. Always. They never tell people what they did. It's always what you did. You know, so you got to release those people. You know, you got to release it. You know. Now I'm going to tell you if you're toxic to yourself. I'm going to give you a couple things, and hopefully, you know, it'll open you up and try to make you change yourself, because we all experience being toxic to ourselves, because I know I have. How do you know if you're toxic to yourself? People feel worse about themselves having spending time with you. While this one is not always easy to identify, it covers everything that follows. When a person is left feeling unloved, unappreciated, unworthy, spending time around you, there's a good chance that you have exhibit toxic behavior towards them. You know how sometimes you find yourself, you know, being, and I admit to this, because before I really got into learning myself, I find myself, you know, you get in a habit when you have people around you that speak on negativity about people or speak on negativity about themselves. You know, it comes on you. That energy does come on you. You know, and then you start finding yourself being negative, you know, whatever. And I had to say to myself, you know, when I allow people to be around me, I don't want people to not want to be around me. Have you ever find yourself that you have friends that it's like you say to yourself, I really don't want to be around them, you know, but you be around them anyway. You know, I had to learn how to, you know, not be that person. You know, I don't want nobody to ever come across and say, I really don't want to be around Keisha. You know, I had to learn, you know, that I didn't want to be that toxic person. You know, I had to realize that, you know, I play a part of, you know, being that toxic person. How do you realize if you're toxic? You deal with conflicts in a roundabout way. Everything is competition. You turn everything into a joke. You want to fix everyone and everything. You security crave disaster because of the care you receive from it and always play the victim. How do I stop being toxic to myself? Say what you mean. Stop being possessive aggressive. Stop being toxic by comparing yourself to others. Don't drink away your problems. Don't be too hard on yourself. Invest plenty of time into self-care. Take your mental health seriously. Now I'm going to give you guys some options on toxic family, toxic friendship, toxic relationship, and toxic on yourself. If you are dealing with any type of toxic, here are some basically 2 options you can choose to work on, or you can walk away. Fix it. There are ways to improve a toxic relationship in all parties involved. That means family, friends, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, and yourself are motivated to change. These relationships can be better managed by setting healthy boundaries and working on your own self-awareness. Have an open communication with your family, your friends, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, even yourself, about how you are feeling and what you will own in the relationship. 2, leave it. For some, the best option for dealing with toxic relationship, that means family, friends, husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend, is leave the relationship. When your own health and wellness is being impacted, the relationship is doing more harm than good for you. And that's when you begin to be toxic to yourself. I am going to show you how to identify toxic and healthy behaviors. So toxic behaviors and healthy behaviors. When you determine if a relationship is creating toxic, it's important to look at which behaviors are being displayed most frequently in the relationship. And I quote, in other words, if one or both of you are constantly selfish, negative, and disrespectful, you could be creating a toxic in the relationship. But if you are most encouraging, compassion, and respectful, then there might just be certain issues that create toxic that needs to be addressed. Not only toxic relationships are caused by both parties, some people are simply toxic to be around. They snap your energy with negative behaviors like constantly complaining, criticizing remarks, and argue with others constantly or point out flaws of others. Sometimes people act this way towards everyone are unaware of their effects on others. They also may not know healthier ways to communicate. A lot of people out there do not know how to communicate. A lot of people, especially men. My experience as a woman, I find that, the women that I come across do know how to communicate. But men have to learn how to communicate because they don't. Men are afraid to open up. Men are afraid to show their feelings. They're afraid to express their feelings. Men out there that you feel that it's hard for you to communicate, you have to learn. You have to take baby steps to learn how to communicate. And also for women out there too, you have to take baby steps to learn how to communicate. Example of toxic behavior and example of healthy behavior. Toxic behavior. 1, insecure. 2, jealousy. 3, self-centered. 4, selfish. 5, disrespectful. 7, abusive and mental abuse. 8, negativity. Healthy behaviors. 1, secured. 2, loving. 3, giving. 4, selfless. 5, encouraging. 6, trustworthy. Sorry, guys. 7, compassionate. 8, respectful. 9, uplifting. And 10, positive. Getting familiar, my beautiful peeps, with toxic relationship signs can help you recognize if you are in one and take steps towards changing your situation. I know you guys have asked yourself, can a toxic relationship be fixed? My opinion, there are no guarantee. However, the chances rise significant when the person is willing to change. Most time there is something with which your family, friend, husband or wife, girlfriend is not happy, and they have not said it to you. Until they are honest with why they are frustrated and unhappy, nothing you do will seem to be right. If you're dealing with a person, a man or a woman, family member, even yourself, if you're dealing with not being happy inside, you cannot make no one else happy. You cannot. You cannot change a person to make them happy. They have to come to realize that, they have to come and realize that, they have to make themselves happy to make someone else happy. So stop draining yourself to try to make that person happy. Stop. They have to do it inside. You have to make yourself happy first. Okay, so last, how to heal from a toxic relationship from a family, friends, husband, wife, and boyfriend. I'm going to read a couple things that is going to help you guys out there that's trying to heal yourself of removing yourself from toxic relationships. 1, don't let anyone else's behavior change who you are. 2, make it clear this isn't personal, it's about peace. 3, now remind yourself not to take it personally. 4, find compassion. 5, protect your space. 6, accept what is. 7, you don't need to convince anyone. 8, it's okay to leave them behind on your journey of having peace in your life. And I just want to say this before I read some quotes. When there is any kind of abuse, It's important to recognize your worth. Protect yourself and get help right away. Please. Please. You know, I have experienced losing someone that I truly, truly love from a toxic, abusive relationship. And to the ones out there that if you have family, friends that is dealing with any type of toxic relationship, especially a toxic, abusive relationship, you have to ask yourself, and if you experienced it, how long did it take you to get out of that abusive, toxic relationship? Please, and I repeat, please, do not make judgment on that person. Do not. Because just like it might have took you 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, or more to get out of that toxic relationship. So just think, it took you a long time to get out of that because you wasn't strong enough to walk away because you depended on that person for so long. That person made you feel like you need them, you was worthless, you're not going to accomplish anything, especially when you have kids. That really plays a big part of staying in a toxic, abusive relationship because you feel like you don't want to be a single parent. How are you going to get that support? But trust me, I did it. I had 2 beautiful young kids at the time when I made a decision, enough is enough. You know, it's going to be hard, you know, but it's going to be okay. You can walk in your house and have a peace of mind because you don't want to wait too late to get out of that abuse, toxic relationship, and they wind up taking your life. So please, please, you know, please try your hardest, you know, to be there for someone and listen to that person and uplift that person. You know, don't make judgment on that person, you know, and always remember, you know, you was there once. And let me gonna read. Yes, Marisha, thank you so much. Marisha posted, you know, on my comment, National Domestic Violence Hotline. The number is 1-800-799-7233. If you need some help, you know, call that number. I'm pretty sure they got a lot of programs that will help, you know, single parents, you know, mothers, fathers, you know, be placed somewhere. You might be, you know, placed somewhere, you're out of your comfort zone. But they'll find something to put you somewhere and, you know, help you start over. Because I have friends that did call that hotline and they got help and they got out of that situation. You know, unfortunately, you know, my cousin Gussie, she was leaving, but it was just too late, you know. So please, 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 you know, and I'm going to repeat this number again before I go on to the next to give y'all some positive quotes. National Domestic Hotline is 1-800-799-7233. Please reach out and get help. And then also, Marisha, thank you so much, sweetie. The state of Mississippi hotline is 1-800-898-3234. Please, please write that down if, you know, one of you guys out there are dealing with it. You know, and another thing, we have to break that curse. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. You know, talk to someone. You know, when it comes to, you know, being in a toxic, abusive relationship, you know, don't be ashamed. You know, don't be embarrassed. You know, because trust me, You know, that person that you're confiding in, they might not told you that they went through that, but trust me, I'm pretty sure that they did. So don't be afraid to talk about that. You know, don't be afraid. You know, watch all the signs. If you see the signs, please your heart has tried to get out of it before it's too late. You know, try to, you know, and don't think that you're alone, because you're not. You know, every woman is going to experience that or have experienced that. So I'm going to give you some 3 quotes on toxic relationship, toxic family relationship, toxic friendship relationship, friendship relationship, and also toxic on yourself. So the first one is going to be toxic relationship. We should fight for our relationship, but if fighting means ripping yourself to shreds and pigback all his demons, you need to leave. Sometimes we ignore problems because addressing them means leaving. Closure happens right after you accept that letting go and moving on is more important than projecting a fantasy of how the relationship could have been. Quote on toxic family. Your heart knows when you have given too many chances. Toxic family care more about how you make them look than how you actually feel. Just because someone is your family doesn't mean you have to keep them in your life. If they are toxic, blood means nothing sometimes. Don't let people guilt you into being in contact with someone who isn't good for your mental health. Quote on toxic friendship. Don't let getting lonely make you reconnect with your toxic friends. You should drink. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Don't let getting lonely make you reconnect with toxic friends. You shouldn't drink poison just because you're thirsty. I no longer have the energy for mindless friendship, forced interaction, or an unnecessary conversation. Toxic friends have to pretend you are a bad person so they don't feel guilty about the things they did to you. God forbid they be accountable for their bullshit. Toxic quotes of being toxic to yourself. Check yourself. Sometimes you are the toxic person. Sometimes you are demeaning, negative person you are looking to push away. Sometimes the problem is you, and that doesn't make you less worthy. Keep on growing. Keep on checking yourself. Keep on motivating yourself. Mistakes are opportunities. Look at them on them. Grow from them and move on. Do better. Be better. You are human. It's okay. Don't associate yourself with toxic people. It's better to be alone and love yourself than surrounded by people that makes you hate yourself. Sometimes you need to stop seeing the good in people and start seeing what they show you. Let's see. Okay. So, I gave y'all guys a couple quotes, and I hope those quotes and I hope the whole podcast on toxic relationship, help you guys and also open you guys' minds up and realize that you're dealing with a toxic relationship. I am going to read something, and I hope what I'm reading will inspire you guys. Hey. Sorry, guys. That's Mary. That's Mary. Okay. And I'm going to go slow because I know through this podcast I was messing up some words. But it's okay, y'all. You know, I do mess up words. I do. But it's okay. Y'all get what I'm saying. Let me drink some of my tea, y'all, because, whew. I'm dealing with this sinus and all this other shit, and I'm trying to knock this shit out. Okay, you just gotta have boundaries that are brave enough to dismiss the ones who don't fit. You cannot learn who someone is without getting to know them. Love doesn't happen at the first sight. Love is a continued discipline that grows over time. Trust yourself enough to let in what you are attracted to, and then trust yourself enough to stand up for your boundaries. If it doesn't develop into what you want, your ability to love is one the greatest you have for another person's truth. Be honest about the grace you have for the people you meet. Who are you led to love? I think we live in a world where people are starving for love, both to give and receive. I think we are so traumatized that we'll rather protect ourselves from the unknown than be brave in the process. Get to know people. See if you like them. Cut ties when you don't. You are going to feel drawn to someone, but you have to open up to feel. You are going to love someone. Keep searching until you do. Remember your boundaries. They are your protection. Thank you guys for tuning in on my podcast. And I apologize on my first live. I put my earplugs on and you couldn't hear me anymore. And I had to do a new one. Thank you guys for tuning in. And also, too, for the ones out there, if you feel like your life is getting so hard, your back is against the wall, whatever you do, please, please, please don't give up. Keep pushing. God got you. And also to the ones that have lost someone this week or lost someone in the past, may God continue giving you strength. And whatever you do, just don't stay there at that low, sad moment. Change that sadness to happiness. Post pictures of your loved ones. Talk about your loved ones. Keep your loved ones' memories alive. And also, too, my biggest thing, someone out there needs a hug. Please give somebody a hug out there. I know COVID's going around, and damn, the monkey pots are going around. So, some people might be afraid right now to touch, but it's okay. Give them an air hug. And next week, on the 25th, my podcast is going to be dedicated to my cousin Gussie. May her soul rest in peace. It's going to be her birthday next Thursday on my podcast. Falls on my podcast. So next Thursday, my podcast is going to be about Gussie. It's going to be happy moments. I would not discuss any sad moments of, what happened to her. I will leave that. When domestic violence, come up, that's when I'll talk about that situation. But next Thursday, I am just going to reflect on all of our happy moments that we shared together, on this earth. And I'm just going to dedicate, my live next Thursday for Gussie's birthday. So please tune in. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to show pictures, it's going to be good. And I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. And also, please, please, please share my podcast. And I am going to put my YouTube link up because I also have the same things that on my podcast, on my Facebook Live. I have it on my YouTube channel because I know some people, maybe your family member or friends don't have a Facebook page, but they do go on YouTube. You can give them my website. It's Hello My Beautiful Peeps podcast. Is the one with my picture. When I set up my YouTube, I did two. The one with just the logo, but I have my picture with the logo. Well, my picture. So that's the one that you want to press. But I'm going to put it in on my page. So all you have to do is just click on the link, and it's going to take you straight to my YouTube channel. And thank you guys, and you guys continue enjoying this beautiful day. And also to the ones out there are celebrating a birthday, wedding anniversary, anything you're celebrating, happy. I'm happy for you guys. And to all the little, freshmen in college, they're excited moving into their dorm room. I am proud of y'all, and I know your parents are so proud to drop y'all off, because I remember the days when my girls then went to college, being a mother, trying to cut that little wing off, and moving them in their dorm room. That was just one exciting moment, that a parent is going to feel, to watch their kids, step out on a new journey of their life to learn about their self, and be away from their parents, and whatever you do, guys out there, the ones that's just moving into your college, try your hardest to make good decisions, make good choices, and protect yourself. And whatever you do, don't be around on the campus, late at night by yourself. Always inform somebody where you're going. Share your location, because there's so much out there, evil. And also, it's a lot of people being trafficking. A lot of young ladies are being missing. A lot of young men are being missing. So please protect yourself out there. And also to us, too, grown women, we have to protect ourselves. Watch your surroundings. When you get out the car, pay attention what you're doing. Get off your phone for a minute until you get to your destination, because this world is sick. It's very, very sick out there. And also to protect your little kids, because people are evil. It could be somebody that you've been friends with, a family member, and would do evil things to your kids. So you young ladies out there, watch who you allow to watch your kids, and also watch the men that you bring your kids around, and also watch the women that you bring your kids around. You got to protect. We have to protect our kids, and I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, which I am going to have a beautiful weekend. Like earlier, my granddaughter just got here. Right now, my baby girl, her auntie Shay, took her to go get something to eat, and we're going to enjoy this weekend. We're going to do some painting. We're just going to have fun. We're going to make memories, and I'm big about that, about memories. I'm so big about that. And then another thing, I don't mean to jump, which I always do. I jump to different subjects, but it's all good, and it's my podcast, so I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. But anyway, we went to AJ, the little young man that I told y'all about last Thursday that passed away. We went to his funeral, and it was very, very beautiful. And, my sissy, Rancia, she has been dealing with a lot of death in her life. And I know sometimes it's hard for her to express how she's feeling. And I know in her heart she wanted to go up there and speak, but she can't. So as a friend that I am, and I'm her sissy, I stepped up and I spoke for her, and I wanted her to know that I have her back. I'm there. When you can't speak, I would speak. So if you have someone that's dealing with death and, that's constantly dealing with death in their life, and that they want to speak, and if it's on your heart, get up there and speak for them, if you're able to do that. And that's what I did, because I knew that she wanted to speak on him. And I did that part for her. And it was very, very beautiful. And, you have to love on your friends. You have to love on your family members, and sometimes I hate that, majority of my mom's family lives in Atlanta. My close family, they live in Atlanta, and I know I'm not good of calling every day. I'm not one of those people that, reach out and call all the time. I'm not. But I just want, you guys to know that you're always on my mind. I love you guys. I always pray for y'all, and I'm always going to be there, for you guys. And I apologize if I wasn't able to be with some of you guys, in a moment that you needed people, you needed your family. I apologize that I wasn't there. But, don't think that, I didn't feel your pain. I didn't cry because I have shared a tear, And you just have to, give people give people their flowers. If somebody impact your life, or, even that day, speak on it. You meet beautiful people every day, and I meet beautiful people every day, and it's all about, living a good, positive life and being a good person to people. Because my biggest thing when God tell me, Keisha, it's my time, I want to reflect on people to say that she was a beautiful, beautiful soul. And that's a beautiful thing when you go to people's service and you hear how people have beautiful hearts. Everybody out there do not have a beautiful soul. Some people have a natural, beautiful soul. And it's not that you can't have a beautiful soul, but you have to be willing to let go of things that's holding you down, and you have to change your mind thinking into positive thinking and let go of, thinking that people are attacking you. You got to open up your heart to clean your soul, and I have a new crystal. And this crystal that I have now is, I'm cleaning my soul. My soul is clean, and the other, crystal I had, it was protecting me on a lot of things, which I still have the little small crystals that still protect me on things. But the most important thing that I needed to switch up is that, I have a crystal of cleanness. Like, I got rid of all of that, and I'm not trying to go back, and it's going to be a full moon coming up again, and like I stated last Thursday, it was my first time ever, like, doing a full cleaning, I might be saying it wrong, you know, releasing the things that I don't want in my life, and being thankful for the things that's in my life, you know. And that's why I, you know, got me a new crystal, you know, because you got to protect your peace. You know, it's your job to protect your peace. It's your job to choose who you want in your space, you know. And we have to break the curse. We have to start talking about things. We have to express our feelings, you know, express your emotions. You know, you have to learn how to get those things out. And it's beautiful, you know, once you start learning how to do those things. You know, it is hard because when you're not used to, you know, doing those things, you know, it takes a while. You know, in your mind, you're so used to in your mind that people have told you, you know, stop telling your business. That's telling your business. You're expressing your emotions. And no, it's not that you're telling your business. It's just that you're cleaning your soul. You know, you got to clean your soul. You have to. You know, but thank you guys for tuning in. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys. And thanks to the person that DM'd me last month. They wanted to know about, you know, toxic relationship. And at that moment, you know, I was going to talk about it. But at that moment when they DM me about that question and they wanted me to talk about it, you know, I talk about things when things come to my heart, you know, to my soul. I have a couple other questions that people want me to talk about, and I will talk about those things. And I apologize to you out there, and I'm not going to say your name, that it took me long, you know, to talk about the topic you wanted me to talk about, but I did today, and I hope that the things that I talked about will help you out there to try to get out of that toxic relationship that you're dealing with, you know, and keep pushing, keep having confidence, you know, boost your ego up, lift yourself up, you know, and God got you. You know, it might take you a minute, but get out of that. Get out of that toxic relationship. You know, and thank you. And I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today, and continue having a beautiful day. Peace. Love. Love you guys. Bye. And don't forget to share. Share, 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 share. 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 Bye.